Hey Leo, this is your bi-weekly reading. So this is for Leo, sun or rising signs, and we are taking a look at that period of time that is the waning phase of the moon, an approximate 2-week period of time from December 26th, which will be a full moon in, I'm feeling this card, full moon in Cancer. And that will take us up to, or this reading will take us up to the new moon, which will be on January 11th of 2024. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like that card was like standing up on its own. I just looked over and saw that, so we're gonna go with that. Oh, I like it. So that's the period of time that we're looking at, right? And that new moon, by the way, on January 11th, that's going to be in Capricorn. So, and this is all tropical astrology, just so you know. So anyway, we're talking about the waning phase, right? And I think it's kind of appropriate that we're closing out 2024 with a waning phase of the moon, just because the waning phases are really good for, taking a look at what is outdated, kind of like cleaning out or clearing up or cleaning up anything that needs to happen in this area of our life. And when I pull these cards for these approximate 2-week periods of time, I'm always looking for, or at least this is the format I've kept for a while, is I'm looking for what is the linchpin, right? Like if you were to focus your time, energy, and attention into this area of your life, how would that be of the most benefit to all areas of your life? If you were to do some clearing out, cleaning out, wrapping up, tying up any loose ends, all of that type of stuff, right? So the area of life that we're looking at for you is the 5th house, my favorite house. So I love this house. It says the house of passion, which I think it's a cool keyword for the 5th house, but that's not all that it's about, right? The 5th house is about our creativity, right? It's a house of fun and play and sex and I would say light dating, before things get really serious. And children, actually. So whether you have them or you're inspired by them or whatever it is, like, the making of them or the practice of making of them would be all in this house. So, and creativity in any form, right? Like you see an easel here, but it doesn't have to mean that you're like an artist in the most in the most obvious sense. It can also be like your artistry and your creativity that comes through in, I don't know, maybe you're an architect or maybe you design websites or whatever it is, right? So that in that sense as well, right? And it doesn't even have to be something that you do professionally. This can just be something that like brings you joy and pleasure and how you express your creativity. So all of these areas to say, and for some of you this could very much be very literally about like dating and your sex life, right? So it could be about that as well. And so if you were to put your time, energy, and attention into this particular area and see like, is the like for instance with dating, right? Am I dating people that are not really like the kind of alignment of like what I'm looking for in a partner? Like, or have I outgrown maybe a certain person, or have I like moved, like, do I see there's an out of alignment in these areas? Or with your own like sex life as well. Like, maybe there's something to address there for yourself personally, but you want to look at like what needs attention, like what needs to go. And if nothing needs to go, don't force yourself to be like, I have to release something, right? But just looking at like, is there anything that needs to be cleaned up or cleared up in these areas, right? And then with that, we have the 10 of Cups, which I love the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is kind of like, I mean, you see the photo here is probably a description of when these images were drawn back at the time that they were. This probably would have been what a lot of people would have considered like the dream, which is like, I've got my partner and we've got 2 kids and we've got land and it's a beautiful day, right? But really it's pointing to like, what is your feeling of your most ideal bliss, your most ideal dream life? Like what would feel like the most fulfilling, amazing life when it comes to this area of your life, right? And if you were to connect these like to model, maybe to even like you see them side by side, right? Maybe even to model and compare, like if things like, if you're not sure whether something or someone or what you're up to is in alignment, maybe just having some time to reflect on what would feel the most fulfilling, what would feel the most amazing in my life, like what would be the dream, right? And maybe even in like with creativity, like what would be the dream if I could just like do this and freely have maybe more time to do that. Like if I look at and I feel into what would feel the most fulfilling and happy, then are the things that occupy this house in alignment? Does it feel like does it feel good as is, or are there tweaks and refinements that could be made at this time, right? So that's what we have. I hope that this feels helpful. This is an approximate 2-week period of time, right? But it is a short enough period of time where it's like, it's short enough for our attention spans, especially modern attention spans, where we can focus on this for like 2 weeks and just experiment and see what happens, right? See if that really shifts things for you in a way that you see that it does have a ripple effect. You know, perhaps if it has to do with your creativity, you putting some time and attention into this and feeling like you're in a better place with it might benefit your relationships or your friendships or your connection to yourself or your family, like who knows, right? So just saying to look at that. Also, if you're looking to book the year ahead astrology readings for 2024 or the year ahead tarot readings, those are down in the description box below. Pretty sure I'm going to run the winter solstice special all the way to the 1st. So if you're not sure if that's still going on, feel free to DM me, or I'll probably just have it in the description box so that's easy for people to see and to know that it's there. But yeah, if you're looking to start off your year with that kind of understanding, I would book as soon as you can, because like in January, I probably, the availability is just gonna kind of dwindle as we go forward. So that's pretty much it. I hope that this was helpful. If it was, please give the video a like. It really does help as I am building this channel, and send this off to another Leo that you know, because maybe they need this message as well. All right, I will see you guys in 2024.